During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, guys.
You're hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking egg.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Folks, how are you? Friday afternoon, Allah Akbar. It's Friday.
That's not the right way to say it.
You are listening to Revenge of the Cis, the show that dares to answer the question, what if Breitbart was funny?
Yeah, that's us, guys.
It's basically what we do. We got a lot of stuff for you today. It is the end of the week. A lot of weird stuff continues to go on.
Yep.
In Hollywood and in Vegas and just basically anywhere
you
west
came
of
up
the
with
Mississippi.
something, and I think you came up with something yesterday. You called it Holly Weird.
Yeah.
I think that's going to catch on.
Yeah, I like to call it Holly Weird, you know?
I think that's going to catch on.
Boy, are they a bunch of wackadoos out there.
Oh, hey, watch your language.
I call it the left coast.
Whoa.
Because they're so leftist out there.
I got you.
Am I right?
I got you.
Oh, that's the kind of humor you can come to expect in the next 2 hours, folks.
Yes.
That's right. We are on our A game today. But
we had a day off yesterday, did a lot of prep.
Yeah, dude, a lot of new production you're going to hear today, a lot of new stuff, meetings. Ooh, speculate, folks. A lot of meetings going on in the next 2 days. And we might be in a lot more homes very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. So we're working on some big stuff, some big things for you. Yeah, we did a lot of production work yesterday. We were going to do a show. My sister even asked me, like, are you guys doing a show? I'm like, I want to, but fuck, man. Like, we were really legitimately buried yesterday in work. But I think it's going to pay off. We got a lot of cool stuff for you. We did some prep. We've been digging up some dirt here.
Yes, we have.
In the Hollywood and also the Vegas shooting. A lot of weird updates. Like, listen, I'll put it this way. Royce isn't a big conspiracy guy at all. I'm a little more prone to being like, it's the fucking government, man. But Royce is usually the one that's like, all right, let's chill out on this.
Yeah, let's get some facts.
I woke up today to, bro, did you see? No, let me do it properly because it was from across the house, so I heard, bro, did you hear this shit? And I was like, what? What's happening? I had no coffee yet. I was
He
like, all right,
just gotten up.
hang on, what's happening? And he's like, dude, the security guard in Vegas disappeared. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Well, Las Vegas security guard Jesus Campos disappears moments before TV interview. This is from Fox News.
really weird.
Where in the world is Jesus Campos? Where in the world is Jesus Campos?
Probably in some kind of black prison right now, like in Guantanamo or some kind of like CIA black site.
Actually, they
You know what I
changed the
mean?
name when Obama was in office. It's now called an African American prison. They still do all the other things. It's just PC now.
I meant a CIA black site. I didn't mean.
No,
black.
I know what I said.
If I meant regular black, if I said meant black prison, I would have just said prison.
Don't be redundant. Yeah, please. The Mandalay Bay security guard shot by Stephen Paddock in moments leading up to the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history was set to break his silence Thursday night with five television interviews, including one on Fox News. Except when the cameras were about to roll and the media gathered in the building to talk to him, Campos reportedly bolted as of early as Friday morning. It was not immediately clear where he was.
But the way they make it sound like he bolted, like did he run like a Law and Order suspect, or did he disappear?
We were in a room and we came out and he was gone. Campos union president told reporters, according to ABC. Campos is represented by International Union Security, Police, and Fire Professionals of America, which did not respond to requests for comment from Fox News early this week. Fox News' Sean Hannity tweeted out that Campos was scheduled to appear on Hannity Thursday night, but he canceled his appearance.
Dude, what is going on?
Little is known about Campos, with few pictures to emerge of the security guard and no apparent online footprint surfacing. That's weird, right? To provide details about one of the central figures in the mass shooting. SPFPA President David L. Hickey told reporters new information about the timeline of the attack, for which Las Vegas police and MGM Resorts have given conflicting accounts. Doesn't dispute Campos is still a hero for saving maintenance workers and possibly stopping additional shootings. MGM Resorts issued a statement Thursday to correct some of the misinformation that had been reported. So, as far as I know, for this point, they still don't know where this dude is.
Nobody knows where he's at.
As we're doing this show, by the way, it could change.
I will point this out too. His family has reportedly been issued a gag order.
How do you know that?
I read that.
I believe
earlier.
you. I'm just curious.
I wish I could. Yeah, I wish I could actually cite a source. Unfortunately,
So when you type Jesus Campos and the first thing that comes up is missing, that's good, right?
usually no, that's not good.
Why Vegas security guard Jesus Campos skips 5 interviews? It's on everywhere. It's everywhere now.
I mean, yeah, he could have panicked and just bolted, but come on, what are the odds of that? Something's weird. His family, from what I heard, reportedly, again, I can't confirm it, but I heard that from multiple sources that his family has been issued a gag order. I'm not gonna. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna speculate. I'm very much going to speculate right now. I believe he's being held. Not like, he's bound and gagged and getting waterboarded anywhere, but I do think that the feds scooped him up and they were like, why don't you, cool it right now, buddy?
Yeah, but they would do that 5 minutes before the interview. You wouldn't think they would do that like a day before, 2 days before, saying, hey, don't go on the news. Hey,
We're talking about the same federal people that
now those are female body inspectors, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what my shirt says that I got in Key West.
They might as well be.
Okay.
We're talking about the same feds that, let Omar Mateen's wife slip out of their fingers twice. They investigated Omar Mateen and didn't find any evidence, and then he shot up Pulse nightclub. They followed that San Bernardino shooter. Couldn't find enough. I'm just saying, I don't. This is like when it goes into these conspiracy theories when people are always like, it's the government. You're
Okay,
like,
according
the government's much more inept than you generally think they are, and they tend to be. So there very much could possibility be that they just didn't know until this 5 minutes before this interview.
Laura Loomer
Loomer
is
was
the
one of the
one.
ones.
She's the one that confirmed that the family has a gag order. I just doorstopped that Jesus Campos after it was reported that he canceled his interview with Sean Hannity. I can confirm that his family has a gag order, she wrote on Twitter.
And I get all my news from Baked Alaska's girlfriend. So that's how I know that I'm getting the real scoop.
Well, that was posted in a couple different places, but that's what they're saying. But now here's the thing. It's not just like Alex Jones and people. I'm going to play this segment last night that was on Tucker Carlson, former Secret Service
Before you
agent.
hit play,
Yeah.
even in pause, no matter what frame you pause a Tucker Carlson video, he always has the same expression on his face. Just, huh? What?
What?
Huh?
What'd you say? What's going on?
Producer, cut one.
Last question, just process question. Who's running this investigation? Is it the feds primarily, or is it still Clark County?
Yeah, I would think that the bureau, the local bureau office run out of Las Vegas, probably has jurisdiction, but is seeking pretty significant input from the locals. But I just say that because in one of the press conferences, the Las Vegas sheriff clearly indicated that the FBI was the primary custodian of the evidence, which says to me that they're going to make it a federal jurisdiction case.
Yeah.
What
Dan
do
Bongino,
janitors have
thank
to
you
do
for
with
that.
anything?
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
To answer even the most basic horrifying shootings in Las Vegas, and unbelievably, nobody seems able to answer even the most basic questions about what actually happened. Police initially told us that Stephen Paddock shot a hotel security guard in the hallway outside his room after he'd finished murdering more than 50 people on the plaza below. Then authorities changed that timeline. What actually happened, investigators explained, was that at 9:59 p.m. that night, Paddock shot guard Jesus Campos in the leg after firing about 200 rifle rounds through the hotel room door. Then Paddock waited another 6 minutes for some reason before opening fire on the crowd. Once that rampage ended, it was another hour before police entered his room and found Paddock dead. That was the explanation as of a few hours ago. Didn't make sense, but they were going with it. Now there's a new account. In a statement just this afternoon, the company that owns the hotel where Paddock was staying says it has concluded that police are all wrong about what happened. Actually, the hotel says armed security officers rushed to Stephen Paddock's room, quote, immediately after the shooting first began. How did they respond when they got there? Why was Paddock able to continue shooting? We still don't know the answers to those questions. But that's just the big...
Hey, I got a couple questions too, Tucker.
Sure.
Does anybody realize George Soros sits on the board at MGM? And that George Soros shorted like fucking millions of dollars worth of MGM stock.
Now, I saw you post. I saw you posted that. How long ago did he do that?
In August.
In August.
Well, the filing was in August, so it might have been a quarterly thing. But
but the guy,
at some point this year, in the months leading up to it, he dumped.
Okay, but
I can't recall if he sold a bunch of MGM stock or if he sold a bunch of MGM stock short and put a put order out on it. I don't. But either way, he bet on MGM having a fucking bad go of things. That's the bet he made.
I recognize that, but that doesn't. The guy has investments everywhere that he buys and sells every single day.
It was a significant transaction, though.
No, I get it, but how many of transactions of him are significant when you're a billionaire?
I get it, but
I'm not. Look, I'm not. Again, I understand, and again, I don't know why this guy flipped out. Something is going on. However, I don't want to be a guy who blames everything on Soros. It's like, okay, we got it. We did that. But
I understand, but it's still very sketchy to me.
I got it. I get that it's sketchy. It doesn't look good. The optics don't look good. I will meet you there.
It's all very... This all goes very much into them wanting heightened security in Vegas,
right,
and wanting to sell people on metal detectors, which are sold by a company. It's just like, it's all fucking gross, man. This whole thing is gross. And when it's gross like this, people should be adamant about their answers. They're very clear, concise answers as to what happened. But they can't seem to patch together a coherent narrative about what happened in Las Vegas. Why did he wait 6 minutes between shooting the guard?
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. And let me tell you from my perspective. Yes, do I think there's absolutely something going on? Yes, something is weird. Number one, we're in 2017 in Las Vegas where there's more cameras than anywhere else in the world. We should have had definitive answers within 24 hours. But after 48 hours, not only definitive answers, we should have had concrete, this is what happened. There's not an excuse for after 48 hours. How long has it been now? For the hotel saying it's this and the police saying it's that. That's weird.
Dude, Bush was standing on smoking rubble outside of the Trade Center 2 days later, declaring war on Afghanistan. Well, fucking tell me we can't.
It turned out to be Saudi Arabia, but still.
Well, yeah, but and we went after Iraq too, and a couple of spots. The point is, at least we had an answer and we went for it. This is it's not looking good, boys. You can't be this corrupt and this untrustworthy, have such a low approval ratings, have such a low opinion of federal government and these agencies. You can't have all that and then not be able to provide an answer for us right now. That's your fucking job, is to give us an answer as to what happened. And it's, I mean, they are just changing it as they go.
It's weird. Look, and again, like I said, it's not Alex Jones. Now you have legitimate people like Hannity and phone news. But you know what else is weird? It's weird that Jesus Campos disappeared, and the only sites that are reporting about it are conservative sites. But I don't, CNN, it's not popping. Like, that's weird, right?
I truly believe in my heart that there is a second gunman, that they know there is a second gunman, that they don't want complete and utter panic right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I think, look, man, why? All right, I got a couple questions, and this is what tells me that there was possibly a second gunman in this scenario. For one, you got this guy. He unloads through his door. He shoots this Jesus Campos guy, right? He waits 6 minutes. Like, think about this from Stephen Paddock's point of view. I want to do as much damage as possible. I want to shoot up this Jason Aldean concert.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to shoot up a bunch of Jason Aldean fans? The point is, you do that. I see, all right, I rig all this surveillance and shit, so I see the security guard. I light him up. I shoot him. He drops. Why do I wait 6 minutes to start my big debut, my big moment? He waits 6 minutes. And he had all these rifles preloaded, ready to go, drum mags, fucking 2 sniper platforms. They're saying it took him 6 minutes to break the windows. Fuck out of here. Would have taken 30 seconds to smash both windows. Should have been 2 minutes max before he was unloading on the crowd. So that tells me they shot a security guard during some sort of transaction. And I'm not going to say who's and the whys and the hows. I don't know the answers. Something was going on in that room between more than one person. They shot Jesus Campos. They fucking panic. There's this moment of like, what do I, Now they get up there, right? Now this shooting went on and on and on. It stops 10 minutes later. Cops don't get up there for another 45 minutes, it sounds like. They find Paddock dead. Now, let's assume that Paddock is acting alone. He's up in the room. He's lighting people up for 10 minutes, right? He waits 6 minutes. He spends 10 minutes lighting up a crowd. He's got surveillance out in the hallway. He's got cameras set up. That's how he shot Campos. So he can see what's happening. He can see clearly there is no SWAT team anywhere on the floor. Why the fuck would you cut your attack short, shoot yourself in the head? That doesn't make any sense to me. I didn't see any weapon laying around him where he was supposedly shot. I think dude number 2 and dude number 1 were doing their little thing. And then, you know, quite like maybe about 10 minutes in, guy goes, all right, I'm going to pop I'm going to pop Paddock. He had still had plenty of time. It took the SWAT team for fucking ever to get out there. And you got to figure, you got one of them big-ass suites, the corner suite, where you could shoot from 2 locations.
Right.
That quite possibly, that suite more than likely had 2 entrances. Anybody who's ever stayed in a decent, nice hotel and you get the nice suite, sometimes there's like it's a fucking corner of the building. You get a door on one side, a door on the other side. A lot of people save up and chip in for that sort of thing. So I think a dude could have easily made it out that bitch. It would explain why 2 windows are busted out, why there's 2 platforms. It would explain the gap in the 6 minutes. It would explain the 45 minutes of time he had to get away. Why would Stephen Paddock shoot for 10 minutes? They said he had plenty of ammo and guns in that bitch. He didn't run out of ammo. So what was it?
So do you think, and now here's where me and you I think are on the same page. Do I think there's something going on? Yes. Do I think it's very possible someone else could have got away? Yes. I'm not saying that they did or didn't, but I'm saying if there's, let's say we're doing the holes in here. There's a lot of holes. What I'm saying is the police and the FBI and the hotel not being able to get their stories together. That's weird. Campos 5 minutes before the interview disappearing and nobody knows where he is. That's really weird. Like that adds to the what the fuck is going on aspect of it. Now, if I were to guess, I think I'm with you going, maybe there was another gunman and they're afraid to panic people. They were trying to catch him. I think that if at this point, if they haven't caught him, they're not gonna.
And I mean,
but again, this is assumption. We don't know. But again, at this point, this isn't like a chemtrails or no. This is we're literally going. We're reporting on the lack of evidence.
Yeah, and reporting on a lack of evidence, and I might be creatively filling in some blanks.
Yeah, which is fine.
I'm admitting that I'm speculating here, but it's for anybody to tell me, "Oh, the government's not involved. They'd never do anything like that." Really, Fast and Furious? Like, really? We've already done this 700,000 times in history? Really? CIA been working with the mafia since the 40s?
Not to mention the CIA agent that was delivering cocaine to Colombia?
Yeah. Stop fucking telling me our government could never do that. Yeah, the fuck, they very much could. And they very much are stupid and bumbling enough that they could have had a deal go down. They could have fucking blown it. They could have fucked it up. And now they're scrambling to cover it up. The only difference is they have the power and the jurisdiction to kind of cover things up, whereas we don't. You know, it would be a lot sloppier if a single person did this. I'm just saying, it's very weird. It keeps shifting the narrative. And it just looks really suspicious. It's like when you ask somebody, did you cheat on me? Well, no. All right, well, I heard you were out at a club with this dude I don't like. Oh, no, well, I was at the club. Okay, so we were at the club. All right, look, I was at the club by myself, and then I ran into this person. Like, the fucking narrative keeps changing. Just say you sucked his dick, federal government. Just say you sucked a dick. You got caught sucking a dick. It's cool, you know what I mean? We'll try to rebuild our trust. But we already know about all this other shady shit you do, so it's like, it's par for the course in my opinion.
This morning, like claiming someone made a living smoking crack, probably didn't happen. So what was really going on with Stephen Paddock? Still unknown. And so, by the way, is his motive still unknown? 64-year-old accountants don't typically spend months planning mass murder for no reason. There was a reason. No one can even guess as to what it was. Other questions that Coulter raised that news organizations ought to be asking but aren't.
Not to mention that we did talk about this week also, someone broke into his home in Reno. That's something that we also
it's another fucking
about.
weird thing. They broke into his house in Reno and nobody knows what happened, what anybody took.
If they took anything, they don't know. Why would you break into someone's house not to take anything? That's weird.
How can it possibly take 8 days to figure out when the alleged shooter checked into the hotel? Why was Paddock wearing gloves if he was about to commit suicide? Have any other solitary mass shooters ever had girlfriends? To those questions, we'd add this. How could someone possibly have burgled Paddock's home in Reno in the middle of one of the biggest criminal investigations in the history of the state? Why was no one guarding the house? Are investigators actually that incompetent? Maybe they are. Either way, institutional credibility is dying here. When the authorities get it this wrong, people stop believing them.
Exactly. And I think that's the issue, is that people are starting to go, okay, enough. Like, this is, it's like a kid who gets caught breaking something.
You've changed the narrative multiple times. You've been caught making mistakes, and at times you've been caught blatantly lying.
By the way, do these police officers even watch their own shows like The First 48? If you guys were a suspect, you would have blown it by now. You've changed your stories 3 times. You've gone back and forth on who it is. Oh, his girlfriend might know it was. And oh, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. Well, it was 6 minutes before when he got shot. No, listen, if there were armed guards there, there's no excuse, zero excuse to stop him from shooting immediately.
Yeah. So, folks, forgive me if I'm just going to err on the side of caution.
Right.
And just assume that my government is lying to me. Like they do about everything else. About everything else.
Name, like, one thing.
Our diversity is our strength. Taxes are good to help enrich our economy and redistribute wealth. The nuclear family is a myth.
I think that we have to figure. I think that at some point, how long has it been? When was the shooting? How many days specifically? It's been 10 days now?
Fucking weeks now. 2 weeks?
It's been too long. We need fucking answers. We want them now. You can't have one of the worst mass shootings in fucking modern history and leave us here wondering what happened. It's inexcusable when we have the best. And by the way, we hear it all the time. And this is kind of why we, this week, we kind of got people beat us up a little bit because we're like, yeah, police officers help each other out. And immediately, like, oh, you guys hate cops. Well, it's like, all right, listen. I see the posts all the time, and as the blue line, we're a force, we're always out there, we're always working hard, but that's fine. But then when this happens, then you can now, after this many days, give us no answers, and then after that go, I don't understand why people don't believe us. I don't know. Maybe things like this?
Yeah, this isn't.
This should have been answered immediately.
This is 2 different guys approaching this. Royce is approaching this from a cynical sort of just a skeptic point of view. And I'm approaching it from the point of view of somebody who's just been burned so many times by the government. It's not even skepticism anymore. It's just like, yep, I know that whore is cheating on me. Because you just know. You know it in your fucking gut. You know it in your heart that something is like that. It's more than just, something's not adding up here. Yeah, because they're fucking lying to you. That's why it's not adding up. When people lie, things don't add up. It's fucking strange how that works.
Man, I don't know, but hopefully we get answers. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, we could speculate, of course, but
I'm never going to believe any answers they give me.
At this point, you can't. Yeah, you're right.
It's already done. It's let's move on to the next fucking goddamn government tragedy. And it's like you had a really great chance here to fucking put all these conspiracy people to bed and shut them the fuck up finally.
Yep.
And you blew it. Now every time they want to cite other tragedies, like, look, there are a bunch of jagoffs out there that are legitimately like, oh yeah, it's a false flag attack. It didn't even really happen. It's a hoax. You're like, you fucking piece of shit.
You don't want to give validity to morons like that.
Yeah, but it's like now you don't have any credibility, and these people are out there mixing in all this weird shit with the truth, and you wonder why nobody fucking trusts you.
Why would they put a gag order? Look, this is okay. This is why I think I keep getting turned more to what you're saying. Is now we've been thinking this whole time you've been talking. Why would they put a gag order on a family to talk if the immediate threat's already dead? If there's no more threats, if the guy is dead, then what's still being investigated? The motive or whatever has nothing to do with the family at this point, or Jesus Campos for that matter. The motive anymore, it wasn't them, at least from what we've seen, so why can't we talk to them? That's what makes it weird. You're telling everyone to shut up, to hide, to be quiet.
I'll say this too. I wouldn't be surprised if we never hear from Jesus Campos again. I'm just, if he is, great, good. I hope he is okay. But, dude, if we never heard from him again, right? So what's another body to a government?
I guess. I mean,
it's just really bad now. There's absolutely no. This is going to be the new Kennedy assassination. Like when you want to talk about fucking, Sandy Hook. This is going to make Sandy Hook look like an open and shut case. It's just insane how much bullshit's getting attributed to. And then, we touched on this enough times on prior episodes. So now you get people that send you all kinds of shit. Look, if you're listening to this show right now, if you're one of those whack jobs that thinks it's a hoax or a false flag or any of that just don't bother sending it to us because it's fucking ridiculous. Like, you're fucking ridiculous. You photocopied your crazy argument from the last disaster and you haven't changed any of your facts. We want to know what really happened. And are there things that I believe about this? Yeah. I believe in my fucking soul. To my core, I believe there was a second dude in that room. No doubt. And I think Jesus Campos knows it.
Right.
And that's why he's...
And by the way, some other people are saying, like, oh, well, maybe he was an illegal immigrant. He was afraid he was going to get deported. Do you understand if this guy was an illegal immigrant and stopped the shooting, not only would CNN and MSNBC would be throwing him out there so fast, doing backflips, putting him on a pedestal, throwing confetti, and saying, this is the guy that Trump wants to deport.
And also, by the way...
that's not what it is.
And also, by the way, you can't be a fucking security guard at a high-end... In Nevada, in the state of Nevada, somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I'm almost 100% positive that in order to work the Vegas Strip specifically and to work in those high-end casinos, you have to have a license, a security license. There's no way some undocumented beaner got a security license from the state of Nevada to guard these fucking rich old people's money. Trust me on that.
Yeah.
They would not have that kind of liability.
The confusion over the timeline of events in Las Vegas and his disappearance of Campos only added to the puzzle surrounding the deadly massacre, which killing 58 and wounded over 500 people. This from ABC now, so other people are picking it up, which should have been picked up earlier.
Yeah, other news sites.
Yeah, man, this is really odd. This is really, really odd, dude.
It's not going to get any less weird. This is the new Kennedy assassination. I'm telling you, this is fucking bizarre.
So you don't think we're ever going to get answers, huh?
Not any answers. We're never going to get a definitive answer, no.
Not one that we're going to believe?
It's either going to be no, or it's going to be one of those where we get a definitive fucking open and shut answer, but it's one of those ones everybody questions. It's going to be like 9/11, and it's going to be like, Kennedy and Sandy Hook. It's going to be one of those things. And yeah, there's that fringe 5% of people that would have to use conspiracies and wacky theories to come to grips with anything bad that happens in their lives. I'm not talking about them, which is why I'm not saying this. Like, there's things that just every conspiracy nut latches onto. I'm saying the mainstream narrative, I don't think is going to be accepted by the mainstream. I think there's going to be a schism over this forever, and I think people are going to be like, yeah, lone gunman. It's going to be just like Lee Harvey Oswald.
There's too many legitimate news sites now going, something's up, this is weird, you know. You're supposed to be by the way, this is the Las Vegas Police Department here. We're not talking about a little podunk town. No. These people are ready for, you're talking about how much money are in those vaults. These people are ready at any time for anything. And the amount of time that guy kept shooting, especially when they knew exactly where the shots were coming from and people were dying and not being able to stop him. I also think, what do you think of maybe they're covering it up because of their incompetence, just purely to cover up not because of some nefarious plot, not because of George Soros, not because of that, but because they fucked up so bad that if they release what really happened, they're going to be shown to be incompetent.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. You blew it. You blew it. It's one of those things where maybe you didn't even cheat, but now your husband thinks you blew somebody.
Yeah.
And there's no way to ever convince him otherwise. You sucked somebody's dick. So that's it, man. It's the new reality. We don't believe you. And I don't know, man. It's funny, man. We didn't ever do shows in this sort of realm as far as politics and civics and current events. Royce and I always just did comedy. When we started doing this show, dude, when this shooting happened, we were so careful to not approach the shooting. Yeah. We're like, nah.
You don't have to understand how many off-air talks we had going, do we do this? Do we not do this?
Yeah. And I mean, we've had other stuff too, like even with the Richard Spencer CIA stuff. Like that was one of those ones where we were like, do we do this? Do we not do this? And we sat on that for 6 weeks till we started seeing a lot more shit. And we're like, all right, dude, we got to know.
We got to talk about it. Yeah.
But, the Vegas thing, we really tried to veer off the road to avoid the pothole of conspiracy show. We didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, but the government, the police, the media, everybody's handling of this has made it extremely hard not to embrace some sort of a fringe belief about this thing. Because it's what else do we have? You're not giving me anything, so why not?
When you leave questions unanswered, people will use their imagination to fill that. And the longer you take to answer it, the worse and worse it's going to be. Give us some answers.
And now you got fucking Laurel Loomer. You got that Judy Gold looking bitch going around banging on people's doors in the middle of the night, trying to find out what's going on. Nobody will talk to her.
Somebody fucking has to.
Yeah, well, this isn't going to get any better. I don't like this at all, but and again, I don't think the government. Again, there is when people go, oh, so you think the government just decided to shoot a bunch of people? No. See, but the government, particularly intelligence agencies, they have these things called deniable assets. That's what they are. They have guys that go out and they run drugs and guns. I mean, dude, Iran-Contra, Fast and Furious. This shit's been going on forever.
Well, the thing with Iran-Contra is you have to put the Konami code, then you get unlimited lives.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, start.
Yeah, I know. You got it. Okay, good.
But that's not the point. It doesn't always get you out of a jail.
You're right.
That's just unlimited ammo. You still got to beat the game.
You still got to beat the game.
But yeah, like there's so many controversies at this point. It's ridiculous. Like it's like Hollywood and pedophilia, which we'll get to in the second hour.
Now, what did you call it again? What's your nickname for them?
Hollyweird.
Oh, I love it. Did you come up with that on your own?
La La Land.
Don't. That's just great. You can't do two jokes like that because I'm laughing so hard now we can't keep talking.
Now we're so bottlenecked on the laughter.
It's too much.
But yeah, we'll get into the whole Hollywood pedophilia thing in the second hour. But bottom line, when it comes to gun, drug running, people getting killed in mass number controversies, the government is number one. And when it comes to fucking kids and raping women, Hollywood is number one. There's just certain areas where you go,
they are up there.
You guys are known for this sort of stuff. It's like, look, if you've got a whore of a wife who cheats on you all the time and always gets caught, she can't get fucking righteously indignant at you every time you go, hey, what were you doing after work? Did you go get your fucking pussy ate by some stranger? Why do you always say these things? Because you literally fuck strangers every time I turn my back. That's why I'm asking. It's not like I pulled this, you know, it's like they gaslight people. They turn it around on you and go, "Oh, what are you, paranoid? Oh, the government's selling guns to cartels and running drugs and crack into Los Angeles? Yeah, okay." And then, it's like, "Oh, wait, they actually are doing all of those things." So why is this such a goddamn stretch?
Because Tucker had a CIA gun on. This is what part I was trying to get to real quick before we move on topic, just real quick.
Secret Service agent Dan Bongino. Dan, I want to talk to you because I know that you're a rigorously logical thinker. What could possibly account for the radical changes in something as simple as a timeline of the crime? As you just heard, they've changed again today.
Yeah, and I want to be very...
Okay, Dan Bongino, I have to point something out. I just remember who this guy is. He fills in for Mark Levin when Mark Levin's out.
Is that the guy?
This is Dan Bongino.
That's the guy.
This is the guy we were laughing at for hours.
This guy's so...
Dan
bada bing, I was in the CIA over here. The intelligence community, am I right? Hey, a bing.
Can you imagine him going undercover as an Arab and trying to hide his accent? It must be amazing.
Hey, let me get some weaponized uranium over here, right? Why don't we blow up the infidels, huh? Am I right?
Allah Akbar, I'm walking.
No, seriously, let's get this gun deal done and sell this opium. Let's go grab a slice. Oh, I meant a falafel. A
slice of falafel.
Yeah, I like it. I like to slice it
What
myself.
What do you want in your falafel? I want pepperoni and anchovies in my falafel. What do you want?
Can I get some marinara sauce? I want to dip my falafel in.
Hold on, I'm calling my other undercover agent, Bold Deedle.
Hey, you know what? Hey, this lamb kebab, it's not bad. My mother used to make better. But hey, when in Rome, right? Or Lebanon or whatever.
Fucking damn Bongino. Jesus Christ. I wish we could tell what city he was from.
Listen, just tell me, all right, who did Obama sell the guns to? I don't want to jam you up, okay? But I swear to God, I will jam you up so bad. This fucking guy.
Let's see what Dan Bongino has to say.
Bada bing, a boppity boopy.
Here, and I appreciate the compliment because this case is very troubling. Tucker, you and I can both agree, and everything you said is absolutely true. There are a lot of open questions.
Can you pause it just for a quick second?
Absolutely.
This fucking guy does not talk like that on Mark Levin's show.
No. He's doing a TV talk. He's Mark Levin. Hey, you're just hanging out.
And I'm not even going to fault the guy because if you listen to this show, like I'm always very like, But if I was on Fox News right now, I'm not even going to talk shit about him because I'd be like, "Oh, yes, good afternoon and thank you for having me, Tucker." Me and Royce would be wearing fucking sweaters tied around our shoulders. Thank you for having. We'd be sitting on the same couch in one box next to Tucker, like the gay couple from who was the gay news anchor couple? Is that Family Guy or
it's American Dad? Yeah,
we'd be like the Terrys.
Greg and Terry.
Thank you for having us, Tucker. There'd be a cat playing behind us.
Well, we've just, sometimes when we sit down and we drink on organic tea, we talk about politics, and we just like to spread that.
And I would do the polite gay guy with the sweater tied around myself, but I would still just say racist, deplorable, horrible things. Well, I mean, Tucker, it's just, what do you go to expect from a professional degenerate gambler who dates a gook like that? I mean, obviously he's going to have connections to ISIS. She's some kind of dirty Indonesian bear. Thank you so much for having us today. I wanted to bring attention, to the underprivileged children of our communities. And, well, we just wanted to tell you that we have this new program where we throw them right in prison immediately. It's just saved the whole state the cost of trials.
We actually call it's a new program. It's the Womb to Cell program.
Yes, we just round up.
We cut out the middleman.
We round up inner city youths, Tucker. Are you still there?
Tucker?
And we just go ahead and throw them right in jail where they belong.
Yeah, immediately. We're thinking of installing slip and slides straight in underneath Planned Parenthood, so they just slide out right into a cell. And we lock the door behind them forever.
Hey, Tucker, did you know that 2/3 of Hispanic kids in the womb are already in MS-13?
That is 100% true. You know how hard it is to get prenatal tattoos? It's not very easy, Carl.
Hey, Tucker, do you know what triple parentheses means?
Carl, you there? Tucker, you there? Tucker?
Are we still, No, sometimes there's a delay.
There's a delay, yeah.
I'm sure he's going to answer.
Hopefully we get to our mandatory euthanasia part, because I have the whole thing written out.
And the last thing you see is that Tucker Carlson
Just the face again!
before the feed dies. Hey, Tucker, let's talk about the Jew run me. What? Click. What's wrong with you? Ah, Jesus. See, folks, we made it a good. What was that? That was 40 minutes into the show before it got racist. We're getting better.
We're getting better.
We're auditioning.
We're getting
As we
better.
mentioned, we have very important phone calls tonight, and then tomorrow we get some meetings with some. So we need to. We're dialing it back.
Yeah,
folks.
we're
this
trying
is an
to
all
be
new, culturally sensitive Revenge of the Cis program.
This is as culturally sensitive as we
good
get.
as it's gonna get.
It doesn't get
Yeah.
any more than that.
It's like just getting forcibly finger banged by Harvey Weinstein. Like if that's all he did to you,
That's first base for
you're getting
him.
off light,
That's
and you're
first base for Harvey.
yeah, and you're probably only getting like a $20,000 check for that instead of $100K like Rose McGowan made off with. Oh, now she's a champion for women.
Why is it always when they get ugly they start complaining?
Can we talk about that real quick before we go to break? Because I'm really annoyed today at what I realized.
Sure.
Because sometimes I have to get like a few drinks in me to get really annoyed at things. If I read stuff during coffee time, a lot of times I'll be like, huh, that makes a point. Then I get a couple drinks in me later and I read it. Rose McGowan got some fucking poor executive at Amazon fired or quit or resigned or suspended. I don't know, some shit. She got some fucking poor executive that had nothing to do with any of this shit in trouble. Because she was tweeting like a reckless, crazy, bald chick who's been in fucking Richard Linklater movies. This broke bitch. So she was crying on Twitter and she called out Jeff Bezos and some of the other executives and was like,
claims of a sexual assault by producer Harvey Weinstein. Issa Hackett, a producer on one of Amazon's shows, alleged that Price had lewdly propositioned her in 2015. Actress Rose McGowan posted on Twitter Thursday that she had told Price she had been assaulted by Weinstein. Price reportedly took no action. Weinstein was forced out of his...
This is my point right here. You took the hush money. You took the payoff from Weinstein. Years go by. You got a chance at getting a show on Amazon, which, let's be honest, Rose McGowan, it ain't been all fucking smiles and sunshine since Charmed. It is not.
No.
You get this chance to have your show on a platform. Let me explain to you, because you're a small-brained woman, I need to explain to you how business works. If I have a client, and I have another client, and these two clients don't have to interact with each other or have anything to do with each other, let's say this other client I make a lot of money with. This other client, it's a newbie. We're going to give her a shot. You can't scream rape without any charges, without any police reports. You never once ever said, like, oh, all you did was scream in a boardroom. That guy raped me. What is that man supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? He's not in a position like you are where he could put his hand on a Bible and say, this man is a rapist.
Yeah, he's not a police officer.
That's on you.
Yeah.
You can't just, look, I want Harvey Weinstein to burn in the deepest pits of hell. That aside, I am not going to get behind this vigilante fucking justice bullshit, which it's really prevalent in the comedy community now. They just did that shit to Zach Ward, who ran the DSI theater in Raleigh. They did it to Kilstein, and trust me, I'm not fucking defending Kilstein either. But when you live in this little SJW bubble, that's how they destroy you nowadays. It's just they don't need to actually have any proof. They don't need to actually get you arrested. There's no the trial, and everything happens on social media, and you're found guilty. Again, I'm not defending this scumbag Weinstein. I'm not. He's disgusting. Point being, this bitch goes, well, he raped me, and Amazon is supposed to tell the most powerful man in Hollywood to go fuck his mother because of something Rose McGowan said? With no police report or corroboration?
I would agree that she should have not called the Amazon director, but she should have called the police immediately, like any woman should do. Of course, if there and I understand. Now, anytime you criticize Rose McGowan or the Gwyneth Paltrows like we did, or the Angelina Jolies, or the Brad Pitts, that all of them stayed. Brad Pitt literally saw him doing it and confronted him, and then said, "I'll give you Missouri whooping." Didn't do anything, obviously. Didn't tell anybody. And by the way, if you're gonna fucking tell me that George Clooney now is playing stupid when he's best friends with Brad Pitt and Weinstein made all the Ocean's movies, and you're gonna tell me he didn't know? This is why you're full of shit, Hollywood. And by the way, that hush money fucking donated, because you fucking took that hush money like how long ago, and it's this weird.
You can't supposedly get raped. Take a fucking hush money check, stuff it into your wrinkly bra that still smells like Harvey Weinstein, and then fucking 8 years later come out and go, hey, don't hire Harvey Weinstein, he raped me. That $100K, part of that package, all right, part of what he paid you for and you accepted payment for, was to not run around town talking all rapey about the guy. You either get the check or you get justice. You don't get both.
Yep.
That's not how life works. You guys in fucking Hollywood are disgusting, deranged. Most of you allowed this to happen. You're at worst, you're you're at best rape apologists, and you're at worst rape enablers. So everybody that got sexually assaulted by Harvey Weinstein after you, Rose McGowan, you got no fucking place to talk shit. You're almost as culpable as he is. Go fuck yourself. I hope you're broke.
There's a really good article, and if you guys get a chance to read it, it's in the National Review, and I read it yesterday. It's called "The Hollywood Conspiracy of Silence," and it's going to delve deeper in, obviously, than we do. But it's really interesting because when you see pictures like let me see if I can put this one up here. Let me get Rose my fucking cunt off of here. When you see pictures like this, you're gonna fucking tell me that Brad Pitt, this man right here, Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow's girlfriend, got molested by Weinstein, and he never once said it to Matt Damon or George Clooney. And Matt Damon, who, by the way, buried a story, according to a New York Times reporter at the time.
Allegedly, as we like to say. On
that's why I said, according to a New York Times reporter at the time. By the way, New York Times reporter, not Fox News. Not trying to gotcha. It was buried a story, and then Jimmy Kimmel has him come on his program that very night. That way, whenever you search for Matt Damon the next day, what comes up is, you know what comes up is Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel didn't shed one fucking tear for all the people Harvey Weinstein touched, jerked off in front of his disgusting fucking body, while girls the rest of their lives are scarred having to look at this animal, because if not, you're not going to make it in Hollywood. But Gwyneth Paltrow, you fucking cunt, if you have the bravery to sell a $100 smoothie, then have the fucking bravery to say this guy's a rapist. Hey, maybe not when you're a nobody actress, but I'll tell you what, when you were making Iron Man, you could have fucking said, hey, by the way, this dude's raping people. So every fucking rape and every molestation is on your heads. All of your heads. Fucking Rose McGowan, Gwyneth Paltrow, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon.
Bunch of fucking spoiled twats.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you write about that and Goop fucking Pepper Potts?
Yeah. Is there a smoothie to fucking refix your fucking hymen? Because I don't know what that's about, but I do know this. There's a lot of creepy pictures with Harvey Weinstein and Emma Watson floating around.
Yeah, why don't you drink a fucking smoothie that replenishes your fucking sense of decency?
Yeah.
Next time, go to the police and avoid future sex assaults. Yeah. Bags of shite.
See if you could grind up, a soul in there.
Hollywood is the worst. They're all the worst human beings.
No, all of them, absolutely. You're gonna tell me just wait 10 minutes. You're gonna tell me that this person. Oh, sorry, not this bitch. Well, that is her. You're gonna tell me that this isn't creepy?
I mean, it's hot, but it's also
I get it, but again, man, that's why when everybody's saying, I saw a quote the other day. I think it was George Clooney quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but it was to the effect of like, I grew up in a farming community, didn't have George Clooney talking about himself, didn't have 2 pennies to my name. So the fact that a billionaire meaning Trump, isn't part of the establishment and I am is hilarious. Who
does he think he is? Frank Underwood now?
Yeah. You're a fucking... You
grew up in a peach farm in Gaffney?
You're not geniuses. You play pretend.
They really do.
You play pretend for money.
They read words off of a paper.
Some people are better at reading words than others, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of movies and TV. I love that. I love House of Cards. I think Kevin Spacey is one of the best actors of our time. I'm into that. But at the end of the day, I'm not, and I think you learned after this last election, people don't care when they go to the ballot box, homies, because at the end of the day, these casting couch jokes have been made how long? Since Hollywood's been around.
Since the 30s.
Come on, Tut, sit on the couch and suck my cock, and I'll put you in King Kong. You know, they sit down and they talk down to people. This is why nobody trusts you. And all of you saying that you're disgusted, it's insincere. Jimmy Kimmel, you're a fucking twat because you don't fucking shed tears for the people that Matt Damon sheltered. No. You don't have fucking time for that.
And let's not also,
fucking
let's not forget the fact that none of you would be throwing him under the bus right now if somebody else wasn't already going to run with it. This was about to get exposed.
So it was coming.
It's the only reason you guys piled on. So you could all get your little fucking Twitters and your little sound bites in Variety.
Yeah.
I honestly, I would give, literally, if Yellowstone was not surrounded by Minnesota and Utah and Colorado and all those other great places, I'm honestly hoping for the fucking Yellowstone eruption.
Right.
A big one. Because that whole short of the Midwest people, which are they're fine, I would love to see fucking that entire Cascadia and even Nevada just bye. Just goodbye. You're all gross, fucking degenerates.
But dude, you know, can you imagine if there was a conspiracy on any other organization? Listen, here's a perfect example. All of these fucking assholes. Remember when the Catholic Church was caught raping people?
Oh, they couldn't wait to pile on.
Remember that? They were making movies and winning awards for the evil rapists of the Catholic Church. This is why... I'm waiting to see...
But meanwhile, all the kids that played altar boys in those movies probably had to suck some lecherous old producer's dick.
I'm waiting to see a movie where instead of Mark Ruffalo yelling about the fucking Catholic Church raping people, him yelling about Bryan Singer allegedly raping kids. Where's fucking Mark Ruffalo? Is he going to make a movie about Weinstein touching up girls' titties? No, he's not. Because when the fucking disgusting... perverts and alleged little pedophiles are in your little circle, you put little walls around them and you guard yourselves. Well, guess what? Your walls are falling, you motherfuckers. You can't hide it anymore. Your fucking game is run out. Your moral superiority is done. And guess what's happening? You're starting to lose the culture war. You're losing it. You know why? Because real people could get on any platform now and not have to worry about sucking Harvey Weinstein's dick to be in a movie.
Oh, yeah, dude. This is, man.
When Terry Crews is getting his dick grabbed at a Hollywood party, that's not grabbing the dick of a little girl. You're grabbing the dick of a guy who could end you. But because he doesn't want to be blackballed out of Hollywood, you're going to take a dick grabbing.
But that's why I suspect, and it's sad, but I don't think we're going to see the kind of change we want to see. Like, I don't think we're going to, I think things are going to end up going back to normal. The powerful elite will always be able to just prey on people because poor, stupid people will always need money.
James has got a good point. And what about Angelina Jolie said she was molested by Weinstein? She was married to Brad Pitt. So you're telling me that Brad Pitt didn't? Oh, these fucking hypocrites. Man, nothing makes me more angry than hip. I would rather be screamed at to the face by someone that fucking hates me because at least I know where they're coming from.
Yeah, I'd rather hang out with hypocrite.
Yeah.
Than fucking an actual hypocrite.
He has the same... problems.
But, you know, I know, but at least
he's upfront about it.
And he's not as prolific.
And see what we did when we heard it happen. We didn't stand there silently. We went out and we exposed him. Immediately exposed him for the piece of shit that he was. But again, this is why when you know Mike and I, and for years we get shit for posting too soon jokes or brutal jokes and this and that. It's like, yeah, but at the end of the day, you know what? You could. All our skeletons are out there. There's nothing to dig up with us.
And honestly, I'm not above being like, hey, suck my dick and come on my podcast. Yeah. But, like, I would never... Yeah. Like, I wouldn't even deny it. If they were like, did you say to this chick, like, hey, if you suck my dick and be on the show? Yeah, and she didn't. And then I left it alone.
Yeah.
And I didn't have her on the show. Yeah. You know what I mean? And everybody go, oh, and everybody just a pitchfork.
There's never a position where Mike was like, you're embarrassing me. Get in the room.
Yeah, like, I would go, hey, you want to come in the room? Nah, you grabbed my titty the other day. That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
I was drunk. My bad.
Honestly, dude, I was out of line. I apologize. Anyway, good day to you.
Yeah, that's
the end of it.
But it's this gross power. Again, Again, the flash mob that was all ripping on Trump for that little pussy grabbing concert. You're all disgusting. You're all fucking disgusting. Hollywood is a cesspool.
And there's words going there are rumors going around right now too that he's not as pervy and he's not as rapey, but that Bob Weinstein is just as much of an awful human being.
But there's a lot of stories coming out about a lot of people. Second hour, we're going to talk about other weird stuff going on in Hollywood, like the feminization of children. So we're going to get to that next.
And all of the Steens behind it.
Yeah, and all that. But why don't we go to break? We'll be right back. Revenge of the Cis.
Orlando, Florida, a city known for its theme parks and resorts. But peace is threatened as a wave of crime has turned this once beautiful vacation destination into a haven for gangs, thugs, and terrorists.
I need backup! Holmes nightclub! Shots fired! Shots fired!
When an LGBT hotspot is shot up and dozens are killed, two detectives may be this city's only hope to unravel a conspiracy of corruption that goes all the way to the nation's most powerful elite.
This is Grizzly.
Hey, Lopez, look, it's called Pulse Nightclub. Hey, I bet
Don't. Seriously, dude, just don't. Not now.
When the city finds itself gripped with fear and under attack, Mersh and Lopez keep a cool head as they attempt to unravel the mystery.
I believe these men were targeted simply because they were homosexual. This is a hate crime.
Gross.
It is gross, partner. Targeting people out of hate like that?
No, I meant the gay stuff. It's pretty gross.
These two no-nonsense cops are about to find themselves dragged into a world of political intrigue and international terrorism, and they may be the only hope to save the world.
I got a morgue full of dead bodies with neon mesh tank tops, a dead suspect, and no motive. The mayor is on my ass.
There's more to this case than we're seeing, LT. I think it's terrorism.
I agree with Lopez, Chief. It's definitely terrorism. We're dealing with a bigger fish here.
As they uncover clues with their incomparable police cop work, Mersh and Lopez get closer to the real masterminds.
Seems like Mateen's phone had some kind of encryption software. It bricked itself.
Damn. So we're screwed, huh?
Well, I managed to get one file off the phone. GPS coordinates that lead to Washington, D.C.
Comet Ping Pong Pizza. Never heard of it.
Feel like grabbing a slice, partner?
Yeah, a slice
of justice, of justice. Yeah, I know. You say it every time.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
Yeah, cool. Can leaving now be our thing? Because it's a long drive to D.C.
Coming up next week, Orlando's best detectives are still trying to get to the truth behind the deadliest attack in their city's history. Mersh and Lopez follow a lead that takes them all the way to the nation's capital. But will their case be derailed as they discover a child sex trafficking ring inside of a pizza place? Find out next week on an all-new Revenge of the Cis. Mondays at 4, followed by an all-new Nazi lawyer. Only on USA Network. USA, what are you gonna do? Watch TBS?
Have an opinion you're too afraid to say on Facebook because you might get doxxed? Want CNN to stop knocking out your door asking for your opinion? Call the We're Not Sorry hotline, 407-630-9636. No threats. We will play it on the air. And you know what? Let's keep the racial undertones PG-13? That's 407-630-9636.
In a world where our very way of life seems to be under attack from all sides, and our freedoms are slowly being ripped away, Guns for Tards is fighting the good fight to help protect America from its enemies by advocating Second Amendment rights for our nation's most vulnerable and often overlooked citizens, the mentally challenged. Our founding fathers believed that a well-armed, trained, and educated citizenry was the key to a free and prosperous society. But Meatloaf also said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We believe that Tards are our second-to-last line of defense against ISIS, and we at Guns for Tards aim to provide the means and the programs to give proper training and resources to Tards in your area, helping to make the country a safer place. There are over 40 million mentally challenged Americans living today, and by 2020, we plan to arm at least 10% of them. We want to get as many guns in the hands of as many tards as we can. But we won't be able to do it without your help. So please, pledge your help today. Arm a tard. It's not that hard. Go to www.gunsfortards.com for more information, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter by searching for Guns for Tards.
Gunsfortards.com. Gunsfortards.com. Extra rounds for folks with downs, helping to protect your town. Gunsfortards.com.
The Cousin Joe Show.
And I'm sitting in the chair. He did the barber cock touch.
What the fuck?
This is what it is.
Dude, where are you going to get your hair cut?
Listen to me.
Where are you going?
See how I'm sitting right now?
Yeah, I do.
Where are my elbows?
Outside the... Oh!
They always go around the side, and where the height of my elbow is always their dick. He reaches in, and his cock touches my elbow. And the thing is, like, I can't immediately jerk away because that looks like...
You know you touched it.
Right, I'm acknowledging a cock touch. So instead, I just leave it there and let him rub his dick on my elbow.
Dude! Did he go back and forth?
That's when you could tell.
Did he go back and forth ever, like, fast?
Not
like,
not fast. I wonder if guys do play games or get the barber hard. Kind of wiggle their elbow.
Nobody does that, Joe. Nobody does that.
Well, weird faggots. Who knows?
You're fucking weird.
I'm just saying.
Tune in to the Cousin Joe Show live, Thursday nights 7 to 10 on More Like Radio.
If you weren't able to catch the last Hippo Juice show, here's what you probably missed.
Anita Pedman.
That sounds fake.
Fine. Anita Smith, an administrative assistant, altered records to pocket $75.
Wait, I know Padme. She was actually Queen Amidala.
They're the same people?
Yeah. I know. It blew my mind, too.
Why wasn't it just Queen Padme?
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but Anakin didn't like sand.
So coarse.
It was very coarse.
And rough.
It was rough and coarse.
Gets everywhere.
Fucking hate that guy.
He was probably bitter because he tried to fuck Queen Amidala.
I thought about that awful dialogue.
I know, dude.
Since
Watch
I watched it the first
again,
time.
though.
I feel like I blocked it out.
You block it out. You
block it out, and the fact that you brought it up just
it's so bad, right?
Are you serious? Out of all 8 and then the side movies, that's the only thing I remember from Star Wars.
Is the sand?
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
Like, nothing else matters except for maybe credits will do fine. Except,
she does that all the
credits
time.
will do fine.
But, yes.
No, they won't.
Really, seriously, watch the dialogue.
Guess what I have?
Watch the dialogue.
I don't like sand.
Oh, God. Don't do that. Turn it up a bit.
Rough and irritating.
It gets everywhere.
Not like here.
Oh, God, it's so bad.
Everything is soft.
It's making me cringe. It's making me cringe.
It was like if the host of an NPR special wrote a Match.com bio.
Right.
I don't like sand.
Listen to the hip.
Hey, you. That's right, you. Wouldn't you like to know the story of you? What makes you, you? DNA and Me is a genetic service that can help you find out exactly who your ancestors were. You might be surprised.
I thought I was just a standard white guy, but DNA and Me showed that I'm actually 4.2% Cherokee Indian.
Turns out I'm not totally white. I'm also part Northern Asian and even some Kurdish. I'm a victim of oppression.
I used to get in trouble for always using the N-word, but with DNA and Me, I found out that I'm 2.1% black.
Morning, Steve.
Sup, nigga? The test is easy. Simply swab the inside of your mouth and send it into our labs.
People made fun of me for being French. DNA and Me showed I was 8% Navajo. Nobody's making fun of me now, or my people, who were victims.
I'm 13% victim.
I'm 21% victim.
Order now and find out if your friends should be more sympathetic towards you. DNA and Me. Are you in? Hell f***ing yes, I'm in.
Second hour, Revenge of the Cis. Number to call in is 954-573-2780 if you are listening live.
And if you are listening live on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit that lovely little bell,
the little ding
right there under the thing, so you get notified when we go live. And check us out, like our page on Facebook, We're Not Sorry. And most importantly, patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. Give us your goddamn money.
Yes, Patreon.
Guys, do it to me, Patreon.
We haven't done the Lauren Southern one in a while.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor, you guys. I was at Berkeley last week, and somebody threw tomato ketchup on my shirt. So I need a new shirt. I need a new shirt that says Deuce Volt on it. And I like to push traditionalism, even though I'm not married and I don't have any kids. Fucking hypocrite.
We would have her on the show. We would have her.
Oh no,
on the
I
show.
love her. She's great.
In a heartbeat, we would have her on the
And
show.
if you want to have them kids, Lauren.
Well,
I got some perfectly unused potato N-word sperm for you.
Well, to be fair, it is slightly damaged.
Yeah, slightly.
Since we're talking about children, you're the one that.
Oh no!
You sent me this.
Yeah, this has been so. All right, when we discuss, we've said this multiple times on our show that we don't jump on things. This was sent to me 2 or 3 months ago by about 2 months ago by Jeff Ray, who is a frequent contributor to this program. Look him up on Facebook.
Yeah, he's great.
Jeff RAE. If you want to look him up, Tampa-based comedian, brilliant guy, and he's one of the guys. Like Royce is not a big 4chan guy.
No.
He likes, he does his legitimate research and he looks on real news sources. Jeff and I like to hang out on Poll. I'll put it out there.
That's what. By the way, that's why our show works
the way it is.
The way it is, and why it works, because you have two people looking for news in two completely different places. And you know what's funny is sometimes we come to the same conclusion.
More often than not.
Like the Vegas shooting. The truth is, Mike was in the fucking deep, dark part of the internet.
I was on a Tor browser reading about the Vegas shooting.
And I was in like the, conservative sides, liberal, but legit ones.
Oh, look at me. I'm on Fox News on Google Chrome. My fucking broadcast partner's over there on the Onion browser. So on the Daily Stormer going, well, what does Anglin have to say about the Vegas shooting?
So we went ahead and we did our research, and we still came to the same conclusion. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, and this was one of the ones that, getting back to the source of this, we're going to talk about Liev Schreiber and his weird relationship with his children. Which
now,
is very
Liev Schreiber played
Ray Donovan.
Yes,
on Showtime,
and he was also.
Did I just promote that creep's fucking show?
And he was also on in Suicide Squad. Someone has to watch it. He was also in Suicide Squad.
He was also Sabretooth.
Oh,
in the X-Men, and he
in the
was
second
also
one,
in that horrendous Manchurian Candidate remake.
I didn't see
with,
that
with Denzel.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Where I assume at some point he went, my man. But he this got sent to me by Jeff Ray. So to give you some background, he sent this to me a while back, and then I immediately got down a fucking rabbit hole with this guy. And they've since taken the 4chan poll thread down, which it's rare. They don't ever take those down. They took it down because it started getting particularly nasty. But, Liev Schreiber has a very odd relationship with his kids. And I didn't want to get into this, but we're on the topic lately of Hollywood and the left and their absolute Marxist degeneracy. And this seemed valid. And again, we're not going to accuse anybody of anything, but we do want to highlight what I feel is this normalization in Hollywood of sex assault, pedophilia, suck a dick and you get to be in a movie. There's just this complete breakdown of traditionalism. And Jeff sent this to me, and he was way about it. I waited a long time, but, dude, the more I read about this, it just bugs me. So that brings us to today. I brought it up to Royce. I'm like, you want to finally dive into old Liev Schreiber? And he was like,
we've talked about it off a bit, too. So do you want to explain the pictures that we have up here?
Sure. So Liev Schreiber has two children, two sons. And he has what appears to be an extremely inappropriate relationship with them. So 4chan, Poll, they ended up starting to dig up info and pictures. And these weaponized autists, they spend hours just pouring through things and piecing together a narrative. They're doing a better job creating narratives than our government is in Vegas.
Manny Ott says, "Oh, leave, hold her tighter. She's a fighter, Schreiber." That fucking guy. I did not know his middle name.
That came from our buddy Manuel in the chat, who was a pal of mine, a European, a non-cucked European friend of ours. And I'm sure a guy who has, without getting too specific, is Manuel's probably read that original thread that I read. Let's just put it that way.
Can I tell you how many? It's weird to me how many people in Europe and the UK and stuff listen to us.
Yeah, we're starting to.
It's kind of odd.
We're starting to expand. Well, I think they're starting to.
They're starting to
wake
up.
Yeah, they fucking had it, man. So we stand with our uncucked European brethren
And uncut too.
Well, that goes without saying.
So, by the way, join the club. Still Cuban. So, leave Schreiber.
By the way, lower left-hand corner, that is his son.
Dressed like Harley Quinn. You know what bothers me? It's not even that he's dressed like a woman, but come on, man. Don't be the hack Harley Quinn Halloween costume. Seriously.
It doesn't even bug me. Well, it does bug me with the children and pushing this LGBT trans narrative on them when they still should be fucking watching stupid show, like when I was this age, I was just watching the X-Men cartoon and I was like, yeah, but what really bugs me about this, it's not the costume itself, or if the kid is identifying a certain way or whatever, it's the sluttiness of the costume. You know what I mean? That's a really slutted up 9-year-old. It's
so like if the 9-year-old was dressed like a nun, for example, you'd be fine.
Yeah, or like even a less gross Harley Quinn.
Right, like a Batman the Animated Series Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
like full costume.
Like this kid is dressed up like I've seen girls dress up on Halloween when they know they're going to get their face fucked later.
Right.
By probably more than one
So,
dude.
yeah, he's wearing like the little Daisy Dukes with the ripped pantyhose. The bad girl or whatever the shirt says. Daddy's girl, whatever the shirt
Daddy's
says.
little monster. How do you not remember that? It was like literally...
I
beaten to death.
wiped out that movie from my mind. That was off politics for one quick second. That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I saw Batman versus Superman. That was a terrible movie. Suicide Squad is horrendous.
Yeah, it set the bar pretty low. Or pretty high as far as terrible movies
Up
go.
or down, yeah. CGI was It looked like they were fighting the putties from Power Ranger.
Yeah, it's I would say the only movie that Suicide Squad isn't worse than is Phantom Menace. I think Phantom Menace still sits comfortably at the top.
Yeah, agreed.
And then
No,
Suicide Squad's a top 3 contender.
It's up there.
It's that bad.
It's up there.
But yeah.
Okay, so that was the bottom left corner. Right on top of that, you have him walking his son dressed like Harley Quinn, I believe, to a comic convention. Is that where they were going?
It was some kind of Comic-Con, I believe.
Yeah. Then the frame over.
The third one is him making out with his son.
Kissing his son on the mouth.
Come on, man.
That's kind of making out.
Can we do it ESPN style? Come on, man.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
You're fired. I thought we were doing realistic ESPN.
Oh, realistic ESPN.
we were doing
we want to do realistic ESPN?
Yeah.
Man, why is Trump so crazy? Am I right? We need to open up our borders for all these Syrians. Am I right?
24 hours later, I'm sorry I said that about Trump yesterday.
I want to apologize on behalf of all my my colleagues at the announce desk, players from my former team, and just all the coaches and owners. I disrespected them, and it will not happen again.
They still talk that. They still talk like they just the end of a game, even when they're on ESPN now. It's the same. If they're
just gonna give 100%,
Okay.
and it's gonna be the whole team. Really, just step up. We really need to, rely on our offense today and just get the job done. Just every, inch by inch. Just get the ball in it. You know what I mean?
So Venti or Grande?
Just 100%. Make sure you fill it. Don't fill it 100% because I like to put a little cream in it, and just come together as a team back there. Make sure you add extra cinnamon, and let's just get it done.
Okay, yeah, he definitely has CTE.
That they really do
I know.
answer every question like they have horrible CTA.
It's like, all right, they all have
Maybe
CTA.
that's why their questions are so bad because
Yeah.
their ears are bleeding and ringing, and they're like, I just 100% team, coaches and the staff and the trainers, and can I go lay down?
You lay down.
Can we do this later?
I have a headache.
Can we I'll tell you what, let's pull a Jesus Campos. Can we get a rain check on this interview?
Oh, all right. So
Liev Schreiber
So
making
Liev
out
Schreiber
with
at the
his kid.
top, he's making out with this kid, like you say. Then you move over to the right, and this one I think is just kid being kid.
This is the one that bothers me the most.
Okay, we want to explain what the kid's doing.
For those of you that are listening on RSS, iTunes, of course, you could rate us if you're audio only. We're going to
Thank you.
describe this for you, but make sure you rate us and subscribe on our RSS feed. For the audio only folks, this other photograph seems to depict Mr. Schreiber out with his two children, his two sons, both of which are on little Razor scooters. One of the kids is just riding the scooter normal, and the other son, I'm going to assume the Harley Quinn son, has his mouth on the handle of the scooter,
like he
could be filleting the scooter.
There you go. That's a good way to say it.
Now Royce sees this, and Royce isn't the only one. A lot of people I talk to are like, "That's just kids being kids." Yeah, a toddler puts his mouth on everything.
How old's the kid?
This kid is not a toddler.
No, you're right. He's at least.
He's like 8, 9.
Hey, can somebody in the chat tell me how old this fucking kid is, please?
Yeah, somebody give
Thank
me
you.
the fucking Liev Schreiber's kids. Come on, we got enough listeners now.
Thank you.
Let's do some work for us. He's at least 7.
Old enough to know better.
Old enough that you don't just stick random shit in your mouth at that age. He is sucking on one of the handles of the Razor scooter, like the Razor scooter is Harvey Weinstein, and he wants to win an Oscar.
Yeah, no,
Allegedly.
seriously.
He is going to town on that thing like Emma Stone on Harvey Weinstein's knob. And a lot of people have seen that picture and they go, well, that's not a big deal. Kids do weird shit, do they? Because as a survivor of sexual abuse as a child, and as somebody who knows many other people.
Hand me the victim card. You get one more of this show.
Fuck, thank you. I'm down to like 2 or 3. Right. Hang on, guys. I really am going to give them. We have victim cards on this show.
Thank you.
There you go. Sorry.
Appreciate it.
Cashing in one of my victim cards right now.
That's one. Appreciate it.
So this is problematic.
Okay.
Do I have to give you another one?
No, that's no.
But no, as a genuine, I'm not kidding, as a victim multiple times as a kid of sexual violence by multiple people, and working in the strip club business, I have bonded with and met many women who they themselves have been the victim of sexual violence as a child. Manuel in the chat, the kid is 8, so we're pretty dead on.
Thank you.
I can tell you from experience, and I can also tell you from the experiences of others, firsthand accounts that they've told me.
Okay, I'm getting somebody else sending me a message who's listening on Facebook saying, my kid is 9 and I can't keep anything out of her mouth. So apparently maybe some kids do put stuff in their mouths.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just saying that's from another parent. So let's be fair. Okay.
So that's the other side of it. Okay, maybe it is normal for an 8-year-old to put things in their mouth. I don't see that as much in kids, and it is a known fact. And again, I'm not saying that this is happening in this particular case, but it is a known fact that when children do things like this, it can be construed as acting out sexually. When you're that age and you're acting out sexually or doing weird things, it's generally a reflection that you yourself are being abused on some level, or not necessarily directly abused, but that you may be being raised in a home where there are some major boundary issues.
Or maybe some kids just push it in their mouth.
Trust me, I was on the full-blown autism thread that has since been taken down from Poll. I believe because they started doxing Liev Schreiber. That's the one thing about 4chan. Everything ends in doxing. So you got to be careful with those people. But yeah, this, in my opinion, could be viewed as the child acting out something that they've done before. And it's that, to me, there's, all right, I'm going to stick marbles in my mouth, or I remember when I was like 5 years old, I stuck a bluestone from the driveway in my ear, and like it took my mom like 3 hours of surgery with tweezers to get it out. Kids do weird shit, but generally when kids do shit like this, they're acting out something sexual, and they don't just learn that. You don't know that. It's not inherent in your DNA.
I guess I'm reading some stuff. Yeah, it says kids even at 9 years old can have oral fixations on things. It's just weird that he's deep throating a Razor scooter.
And that was my point. This kid is not chewing on the handle of a scooter. He's going to town on that thing. He's
pretty deep.
He's given it a pretty good, thorough, mouth job.
That's like Jenna Jameson late 90s. To use a fucking good comparison.
Yeah, it's very good. or like anybody who's ever worked for Miramax Films in the last 10
Now,
years.
what about the one underneath it? What is she? One of them's dressed like a bride, a bloody bride. Is that what I'm seeing?
Some kind of weird like,
zombie bride.
And the
that
kids
doesn't bother me. It's a full dress. It's zombie bride. Whatever.
Yeah, but why is this other kid wearing like Masonic fucking robes like he's going to fucking Bohemian Grove?
You sure he's not being a Jedi?
Maybe. I don't
think
know.
that might be Jedi.
Look, all right, fine. We got one harmless picture, perhaps. And again, this was like a sample.
No. Again. I'm not. Again, listen. I'm with you on 60% of them.
And go to read his Twitter profile description.
Sorry, it's hard for me to read from. Hirsute actor, type best known for his Slavic fat pads and shockingly attractive children.
Is that am I misconstruing that?
Beautiful children make more sense.
Thank you, because you made my point before I even made it. That's what I was going to say.
Beautiful children. Again, attractive implies attracted. When you hear attracted to physically do something with them, I am turned on. Like you say, a woman is attractive or a man is attractive.
Didn't the left beat the shit out of Trump for calling his daughter attractive?
Yes, and she was an adult.
His grown daughter.
Yeah,
and he didn't even say, like. Yeah, it was a little weird. It was definitely a gaffe that Trump made.
Yeah,
but he wasn't like, "How hot's my daughter? What a fucking piece." She's the greatest piece of ass in the history of the piece of asses. He just said he had a hot daughter. This is attractive. It's like a Freudian slip to me. I can't get over that. Like you just said, and that's what I wanted to get to. Beautiful children. Wonderful children. Shockingly wonderful children. Oh my God, my children are the most beautiful things. Could you imagine with my ugly mug? Attractive is weird to me. Could it be a gaffe? Could it be a slip? Yeah, it could be.
No, he
but
typed it though.
But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I've written and said things before that just kind of, like, where I had to go back and go, change that word to that word, because that didn't sound right. This is still his Twitter profile, if I recall
attractive of a person. This is from the dictionary. This is from Google. Of a person, appealing to look at, sexually alluring. Attractive literally means sexually alluring.
It's okay. Now,
synonyms for attractive.
If you told me, right, if you told me that a friend of mine, or like not even a friend of mine, somebody I don't know, some other pick some actor I like, Chris Evans. Let's say Chris Evans has a Twitter profile, and Chris Evans says, father of shockingly attractive children. On its surface alone right there, I'd go, right. Maybe somebody maybe at Chris Evans and say, maybe you fucking change the word.
Maybe you mean beautiful, dude?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. It wouldn't weird me out.
Right.
But when you put it in context with these photographs, with a photograph that I would say has a good chance of a child acting out sexually, I can't say that for sure, but it looks that way. What looks like he's fucking tongue kissing his kid, which is probably, no, he's not tongue kissing him.
Yeah.
But that's a weird kiss. Add that to the Harley Quinn thing. And then add that to maybe a little video that I submitted to the program earlier today. It might make this whole thing seem just a little fucking...
What video?
Weirder. I sent you a YouTube link earlier.
Yeah,
and it's to set it up, it's Liev Schreiber is on the Ellen Show.
Got it.
They're talking about his relationship with his kid and how they... You know, whenever they goof around the house. And again, before we hit play here, I want to say this. If Liev Schreiber is not, and we're not saying he's doing anything to his kids, but let's say he's a totally innocent guy and he's fine, whatever. Hollywood still has a huge issue with its idea of what family is and their lack of boundary issues and their hypersexualized weird relationship with children. They normalize pedophilia and they sexualize and groom children on a regular basis. Their own actors have grown up and told stories about this. But anyway, Ellen, Liev Schreiber, talking about their giving his kid a bath.
No, I haven't.
Like for
12 years.
12 years. You were here on our first season, and then I must have done something to you. What happened?
It's all the dancing. It's
Yeah,
nerve-wracking.
it scares you?
I have a recurring nightmare.
Did you
about
feel
that.
like do you feel pressure that you had to dance or something?
I wanted to be able to, but then as I stepped out, I froze.
Yeah. You don't have to. When's the last time you danced?
I dance a lot. I just don't often dance in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And,
These people don't have any fear of dancing in front of other people.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, they come right out. I know, I'm always impressed by that.
It's really incredible.
I know. I look at this before the show starts, and I'm like, they're just right down here, and usually they turn around and show the other side to everybody, and they're never shy about it at all.
I figured you were paying them or something. But
No.
They just do it.
We don't. We
No.
we do not pay them.
No.
Do we pay them? We're losing money if we pay them. You've been very kind, though. Every time Andy or anybody we send to the red carpet, you always stop, you always talk to us, and you're...
I feel like I've been sort of a correspondent for you, kind of a man on the street.
That is sort of correct, because...
It just seemed like he's not all there.
Yeah, but a lot of actors are kind of fucking weird too, like that.
Yeah, they're weirdos, but I mean, it's just very like, yeah. How are you? That's cool. But I guess it's a little bit later in the video. But he discusses.
I'll pull it up.
Okay, yeah.
Just tell me.
He discusses.
I think it's right around here.
Yeah, right.
Salsa 901. It's delicious tequila.
Okay.
There you go.
They're cheering because he drinks alcohol, by the way, you dumbasses.
I'm good.
Something else, by the way, I don't hate Ellen. I like Ellen. She doesn't bother me. She's not
right. She's just too.
No. I get it, but I mean,
too preachy.
compared to The View.
Yeah. No, I don't. I definitely don't want to fucking knock Ellen's teeth
Oh, I'm not
out.
saying that I like Ellen her show. I'm sorry. I like Ellen the person.
No, I knew what you were
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand clarifying it for the listeners. Yeah, I don't hate Ellen, but she's definitely too preachy and a bit She's been pushing that fucking. She was one of the pioneers in pushing that LGBT agenda every goddamn day.
Yeah, you're right, but she wasn't going out there, fucking sucking a dick in front of a kid. She was wearing a pantsuit, so that's not, you know what I mean? That's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you're like, hey, whatever, She was doing more of she wasn't Paula Poundstoning it, Look it up if you don't know what it is.
Hey, check out my shoulder pads.
Come into my room, little kids. Allegedly. Here you go.
Testing you. All right, there's water right there if you want that.
No, I'm sure that's water.
Yeah, no, that's what we should have done.
I get the gag. You
we
make
should-
him think the thing and then have some water. Okay. I'm not falling.
We should have thought of that.
That's what the guy in the red carpet did.
Yeah.
It's like, this one's water. And no, it wasn't.
Oh,
Is he retarded?
you had to guess which was water and which was tequila.
They're all tequila.
Yes,
there wasn't
they were.
a single water shot
Well,
on that
that's,
tray.
That's possible. That's
I'm
possible.
glad I tried 6 different ones.
I saw your house in Architectural Digest,
Oh, yeah.
which is fantastic. You have great taste, but you
Thank
live
you for
in.
your beautiful book.
Oh, you. So you and Naomi and the 2 kids live
There
in
you
New
go.
York,
Yes.
but you shoot here.
Yeah, it's tough. This is the first time we did that. The kids are at that age where you kind of want them to have a continuity with friends and
And also, so you could touch them awkwardly in public. You got to do that, too. It's really important that you
it's
touch
like-
her awkwardly in public.
It's tough living on different coasts because then you can't make out as much, and you know how that goes. When you can't make out with your kids, it just leaves a hole in your heart.
And in your pants,
You can't watch your son suck off a handle of a scooter.
It's weird, I mean, monkey see, monkey do. You know what they say? Monkey see, monkey do. Let's play more.
Right. So they're there, and you're here. How often do you get back to see them?
not enough.
Yeah, that must be really tough.
It's awful.
But can't they have the continuity here? Why don't you? I know you love New York, but
Well,
why don't you
because
move
we
here?
like the school that they're in
Oh.
New York, and they have friends there.
And New York's age of consent is a lot lower.
And I don't want to pay off 2 cops in 2 different cities. It's a lot
I'm
of money.
friends with the SVU department here. They actually saw me do an actual episode of SVU, and the police go, "Hey, you're great," because I, was studying the part, and I'm kind of cool with them. And my teachers, teachers that kind of, "Hey, I don't see nothing. You're a big star." So, what was the question, Ellen?
Yeah, I just blend in with the other actors in LA. They're more likely to tell on me.
What was the question? I forgot, Ellen. What were you saying?
And then they're just at that age now where I think that they should be, you got to put them first at a certain point, and the back and forth I think can get tough. So
Yeah.
we're trying it.
Yeah.
It's hard on.
And it's not that the video's low. He speaks really low.
Me most, I think.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now,
sure. And then when you go see them, they grow up so fast.
I try to FaceTime with them, but they're just bored all the everything. It's like,
You know how hard it is to cyber. It's really hard.
I mean, you know how hard it is to get a kid turned on. It's like
It's
you got to
weird.
work really hard and work it's more work, you know. Because
You know, Ellen, you look like Paula Poundstone, so you know what it's like when you want to get a kid to put a bit of dress on.
I mean, you get it, right? You're a Hollywood lesbo degenerate.
Yeah,
So you know what it's like.
you tell your kid, you know, you wear that tutu or you're not going to get dessert. It's like, you know, I'm letting him express himself by making him wear women's clothing.
And again, we're not, you know.
We don't
know.
That's not him talking. That's us.
We're just presenting information.
This is our character, Beeve Sliver.
Yeah, he's
so
different.
he's not this guy. All right, cool. Just we're clear.
It's a horrible feeling. You know, I get I work a 16-hour day, and I have like 20 minutes to talk to my kids, and they're just like, hey, Dad.
Wow. Are you boring? Or do you think that what?
Jesus, I think that was a shot, by the way. Thank you, Ellen. Are you boring? Because you seem really fucking boring.
You're killing my show right now.
Yeah. Holy fuck. I had a dog on here earlier. The ratings have plummeted since
You know how much I have to dance at the end to make up for this?
My fucking hips are hurting. I'm an older lady now.
I take my Boniva.
Do you think you could? What if you danced for them?
I do dance for them. I do. They love to dance. Yeah.
What? You have a what? What
We
do
had
you
the-
have? Tell me.
Oh, but when I take shots in the morning, I have a problem and I need to get help.
Yeah, seriously.
Fucking double standard.
Sure, I'm drinking it straight out of the bottle and I'm screaming racial epitaphs out front.
Hey,
That's not the point.
You know what the difference is? When Mersh takes a shot like that at fucking 10 in the morning, he doesn't have 2 kids at home.
That I'm molesting.
Allegedly, we don't know. We're not talking about him again. We're talking about.
I was saying that I don't have 2 kids that I'm molesting.
Thank you.
That's all I was saying.
Good. Let's hear about his dance. It's the Willy dance?
Yeah, it's called the Willy dance.
So my sons and I have a thing that we do where we bathe, and then we do the Willy dance.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Yay. Wait, you're going to, no?
Did he say we bathe?
Yeah, you know, like bros. Like, you know how you just bathe. Remember how, like, you and your dad when you were 9?
No,
you
not when I
guys
was
used to
9.
bathe?
Not when I was 9.
You don't remember doing that with your dad?
Not when I was 9 years old. No.
That's not normal? Because, like, when I was growing up, a lot of my mom's boyfriends would just bathe with me, and I thought that was just... That's not true. I'm not going to make my mom sound like a monster. I already said that I was molested, and people are going to connect dots and think my mom didn't date when I was a kid. So it's not my life. I'm not going to put that out. Now I just realized people are going to connect dots and go, what a horrible woman. Oh, my mother was a saint on earth. But yeah, your dad didn't shower with you and the boy, you and Ryan?
No,
you
Dan
and
Bongino.
You and Rilo, Thala, ding dong, didn't fucking hop in a bath with your old pops?
All right, let's hear.
Sons and I have a thing that we do where we bathe, and then we do the Willy dance.
Why are they cheering?
Because she's pouring another shot, I guess?
Why are they laughing?
I've said it. I don't need any more.
Why are we normalizing this?
So, a little more?
No, that was for me because.
Take the full shot, pussy.
By the way, for the record, by doing that joke right there, Ellen is acknowledging, like, okay, this is fucking weird, even for Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
That's why you call it Holly Weird. From the first, I get it now.
Don't.
What?
Don't. I will dissolve this partnership right now.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. now hold on. Now I have to give him a bad joke card. I have here.
Yeah, he's got it. Now I got my card back. Hey, cool.
You
I'm
got
gonna,
lucky.
I'm gonna cash this in later and buy a scooter so I can suck it off. Suck it. Like
And the card comes right back. All right, let's go.
So it's what it sounds like?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It
Is it a way to dry
There
off?
are other words for it, but that's pretty.
Child molestation, child endangerment, rape. Those are the words I would use. I'm not saying that's right.
I don't even
But
mean
he's
to laugh,
the
but
kid's
Jesus.
9. The kid's 9, dude.
8.
Dude, 8. Sorry, 8. Oh, then it's fine. Sorry. Didn't realize he was 8.
Just want to be, just want to be accurate in our reporting here. You know, fucking cease and desist from old Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Ray Donovan on Showtime. I fuck my kids.
Allegedly, we don't know.
Yeah, why didn't you fucking?
Oh no,
Hey.
this is we're talking about Barry Criver again.
Hey, shit, Dick. Why don't you fucking audition for Shameless? It sounds like you'd fit in right in that show.
Oh my god,
You
that's
bag of
weird. No,
shites.
seriously, that's fucking weird,
The
right?
Willy dance it's not weird. Well, you know what it is? Because you're Cuban. You guys weren't circumcised. It's circumcised people. We do the Willy dance with grown men when we're 8.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, sometimes against our will in a bathroom in a fucking racetrack.
That's why it's called the Willy dance, because it's against your willy.
Holy shit!
I want to hear a little bit more about this, if you don't mind.
So it's what it sounds like?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Is it a way to dry
There
off?
are other words for it, but that's pretty much
Right.
the best one.
And-
it is a way to dry off because that's, you chafe down there if you don't get dry. So you want to get it.
Fucking Brendan in the chat. 8 3/4 is the cutoff according to the Polanski scale.
It's a good scale.
That would make me. I'm sorry. You know what? Just to explain my behavior during this segment, I'm laughing because I've known about this for a while now. It's not like I'm just finding this out.
Hey, Brendan, can you look at the Podesta pie chart and see if it matches up?
Yeah. Hey, Liev Schreiber, why don't you have Tony Podesta fucking commission a marble statue of your kid's cock?
Fucking Christ. So anyway, I was at this party with Obama. We had a bunch of hot dogs.
I can't remember how much he spent. It was like
It was a lot.
I can't remember the number. It was something though. It was in the tens of thousands.
It was too much for hot dogs?
It was a lot of hot dogs. And then anyway, so my kid's sucking off a scooter for me on FaceTime. Going to town on it like it's a Persian cock.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Like an Instagram model sucking off a Middle Eastern dick on a boat.
Oh, is that enough of this pervert now?
Yeah, I've had just I guess the summary out there, folks, is I don't know, tweet to Liev Schreiber. Tell him how much you appreciate his parenting style.
Yeah, tell him that, when you do the Willy dance, you go to jail.
Yeah, but when fucking Hollywood leftists do it, fucking your kid doesn't say anything. He grows up to be a tranny. Rose McGowan somehow gets 100 G's. But nobody ever goes to jail.
Somehow someone gets a Ferrari.
This is the most fucked up pyramid scheme I've ever heard of. Look, if you blow enough 8-year-olds, you eventually get a car.
I don't like this.
Oh, man, I only blew the second most amount of children. I got a set of steak knives.
So, we going to make that Suicide Squad 2 movie or what?
Suicide Squad 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Suicide Squad 2, do it, faggot.
Suicide Squad 2. This time the gang teams up to save a community center. And then once they succeed, fuck all the kids in it.
Well,
Fucking degenerates.
Mike,
speaking of degenerates.
Mike had known about this, and I must have missed his post. I just found out about this today. But there's a YouTube channel called Kid Queer Stuff. Now, Mike, can you explain to me what this is before I play it? What Kid Queer Stuff is all about?
Kid Queer Stuff is exactly what it sounds like. This is a show by some fucking freak degenerate and their freak degenerate friends, and they get together and they shove the LGBT community agenda in, and they aim the show at basically like toddlers and like Liev Schreiber's kids that age. This is for very young kids. To answer Brendan in the chat, yes, they are monetized. This fight has gone on before. Yeah, they are monetized. They push the LGBT agenda on very young, impressionable kids. And I'm not talking about it's okay to be gay or it's okay to have two dads. We're talking the fringe LGBT stuff. The tranny shit and the gender neutral queer with the Zay and Z and just it's the real fucking damaging shit.
Yeah, I think when you're at a certain age, especially like this, like young, you're not. It's just kids. Like Sesame Street works for whether you're gonna grow up to be a gay guy or a straight guy. Sesame Street works for everybody, or any kid show. Fucking Dora the Explorer. Why does it? I've never saw Dora the Explorer as a specifically straight show. It's just a kid's show. Stop sexualizing children because that's what's happening. Because the only reason to be doing this is to leave children alone. Don't do that.
This grinning freak needs to be fucking decapitated and thrown into everybody affiliated with this show needs to be thrown in a mass grave.
Now, again, I have a lot of friends who are gay. 100%. I owe you a card now. You know what? I'm going to buy myself out of this. Will you take $1?
All right, sure. We got $1, folks.
Perfect. I have a lot of gay friends.
Gay!
And I am not talking about, that. I'm talking about children. Why are we, at what age? Okay, sorry. I'm just getting really flustered because it makes me angry. Because today I was sitting there fuming going, have you seen this? And he goes,
really?
"Yeah."
Fucking creepy guys in dresses with a beard talking to kids and telling them to be creepy people dresses with beards? That bothers you?
Well,
bigot.
This episode is called Intro to Intersectionality. So you want to hear it? Here it goes.
Don't, but yeah.
Welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. Today we're talking about privilege and something called intersectionality.
Whoa, that's a big word, Lindsay.
It's a big topic too, but I think we're ready for it.
Queer Kid Stuff. You are enough here at Queer Kid Stuff.
Fire up the ovens, boys. Fire up the ovens. That's all I'm gonna say.
What? Oh, we're baking muffins today. Okay, cool.
Sure.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
You want fascism? You like fascism?
Because this is how you get
you're gonna
fascism.
get fascism. You're gonna make Trump look like a fucking walk in the park. If you keep this shit up, eventually you're gonna fuck with too many people's kids. And not everybody is queer kid stuff. They're gonna there are factory workers and coal miners and military people out there, and they are gonna fucking rip you out of your lovely decorated homes, I'm sure, and ensure that this shit never happens again.
You start fucking with people's kids, it's gonna be Louisville sluggers.
There are some seriously, there are some sacred cows you don't fuck with. And we have been fucking with our kids. Literally fucking our kids and fucking with our kids for a good 20, 30 years now. Ever since the 60s and the free love and the hippie communes. Man, you fucking degenerates. And then you're going to blame conservatives for how this world has gotten? Yeah, because Ronald Reagan wanted this shit.
So, Willie dance or no? Let's play a little.
Later maybe.
Play a little bit more, okay. But consenting adult Willie dances are fine. Revenge of the Sith. Pew, pew, pew.
This makes me sick, man.
To the final episode in our series on privilege. You ready, Teddy?
Which was your final episode?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay. So
that's a little bear that's talking, by the way. One of the top comments is, what you don't see is that she's keeping the bear's eyes open with metal clamps during all this. That was one of the top comments.
Yeah, they got a pretty good beating for a while. Yeah, this was one of the things that the alt-right discovered like a year ago, and they were like, oh, no. I'm still surprised that they haven't, like really gone after this fucking these
By the
people
way,
yet.
this is okay, but if an 8-year-old boy kisses an 8-year-old girl in the playground, he's taken out of school because he raped her. You've heard those stories, right?
Well, it depends on the color of the boy.
Oh, good point. What do you mean is... Okay, let's not.
Today we're focusing on intersectionality. Can you say that with me slowly? Intersectionality.
What does it mean, Lindsay?
You want me to explain what it means?
Well, what it means is that basically you broke your parents' heart, and now they realize they wasted a bunch of money on a fucking indoctrination center for Marxism, and they lost their only child. And now they're dead inside, and now you're so fucked up you're not even employable, and you won't even be able to pay for their hospice care. That's what intersectionality means.
Queer kids, folks.
Ding, 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 ding. Fucking xylophone music.
Yeah, why don't you play a ukulele over that, you fucking cunt?
You smug fucking bitch, ruining children.
Intersectionality has to do with everything we've talked about with privilege. Do you remember everything we've learned?
Oh, yeah. We learned about races and classes and ability stuff and emotions and we met so many new friends.
Teddy, I'm so proud of you.
Why?
Well, the stuff we're talking about can be really tough to understand, even for grown-ups.
Really?
Because it's all made up.
Yeah.
Because you invented something.
Because we live in a grown-up world.
Yeah.
Because you can't indoctrinate us like soft-headed 7-year-olds.
I think 7-year-olds' heads are not soft anymore.
Wow, you're really way better than all those wacky adults. Yeah, because we're not going to indulge your horse shit. And a kid will be like, wow, can I have another juice box? I'll listen to your dumb story.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you plop your kid down in front of the Netflix and have him watch Voltron or something else? Like, this is not helping anybody.
I want to fucking tie this, whatever it is, to a fucking stake and burn her like Mance Rayder.
Yeah. Some grown-ups just don't get it, but you totally do.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because it's a made-up teddy bear.
And you see that fucking, you see that like basic psychological fucking programming there?
Some
See,
grown-ups don't
we
get it.
get it.
Get this? Get this. Some grown-ups don't get it. So a kid watching this on YouTube, stumbling across it on their iPad, because you know YouTube's not going to push this down. Stumbling across it on their iPad is going to go, some adults don't get it. My mommy doesn't get it. I don't have to listen to what my mommy says. My mom, fuck you, dude.
You're a fucking smug piece of shit. And oh man, this is the stuff.
Sorry.
Just this. I actually saw this about a year ago around the same time as I saw the National Geographic cover with the 9-year-old trans kid. Yeah, dude, you want to talk about taking a lot of libertarian left people that are going to go full fash now because of shit like this. And it's not just you know, there are you fucking retards on the alt-right that listen to the show sometimes and pat yourselves on the back and go, see, we're right. No, because you're fucking retarded too. And anybody wants to oversimplify things and go, it's the Jews and it's just programming. It's not. But there is this overall globalist ideology, this clique that just moves in the and this is the agenda they want promoted. And this is why fucking Google is pushing videos down and why Facebook's limiting our reach and why all these people are doing this shit, because you can't, like, the truth is the hardest thing to stop. This shit needs to be pushed in order for it to fucking, this makes me mad. This makes me physically angry.
Lindsay, you're my best friend. I've learned so much.
You really have. And you know what? I've learned a bunch of new stuff too.
Yay, learning!
Okay, so intersectionality. This is the big one. So we've talked about all these different parts of people's identities.
There's nothing worse than a female. Like, can you imagine being this monster's father? And you probably, I mean, she looks like she was probably as a kid. She was probably like a normal looking, cute little kid, whatever. And then she grows up and she dresses like fucking Dilbert. And she's got this Dilbert. She's got this fucking retard haircut and these shitty fucking costume left-wing glasses that they all have, and her shit tattoos that she probably got on Friday the 13th for $13. Fuck this bag of shit for what you did to your parents and for what you're doing to children. I hope she dies in a fire. And yeah, it's a she.
There's something that's not quite right about that.
Huh?
Well, we learned about all these different parts of our identities separately.
God, she's
but
not easy to look at.
Everyone has all of these different parts of their identity all at once. You can't really look at them separately. Everyone has their very own gender, race, class, abilities.
No, they don't. This is not a fucking Dungeons and Dragons game. This isn't Skyrim. You don't get to pick your fucking star symbol and your birthday and then your race and then your class. It's not how it works. Well, you're a dude or you're a chick.
Well, if she picked her race, she'd be, I guess, whatever race looks most like Chris Penn.
She looks like a fucking Argonian with AIDS.
She looks like if Rick Moranis had an allergic reaction to a bee sting.
Look at it. What is she, a member of the Four Horsemen now, too?
Jesus Christ.
She's doing the Four Horsemen
Well, she
symbol.
kind of does look like Arn Anderson.
I was going to say she looks more like Tully Blanchard, but
All right, I will say Arn Anderson.
She's a,
because you don't know this about it. She's also a matte technician.
Oh, is that what she
yeah,
is?
not many
Okay.
people know that.
And other parts of their identity all at once.
hate that dumb face she keeps making.
Looking at all of the different parts of your identity all at once. And looking at where you might or might not have privilege in all of those identities.
Totally right, Lindsay.
If I could, seriously, if I could.
Well, at least that bear agrees with her because nobody else does.
It's I don't have a problem with the gay community, the LGBT community. I don't have a problem with any adults that want to do adult shit, whatever, pay taxes. You're fucking free to do whatever you want. When you push this agenda on kids, when you try to subvert the minds of impressionable children, I think it should be legal to tie a person like this up, line up an aluminum bat, and swing at their head like you are fucking A-Rod, trying to not obviously playoff A-Rod because he'd blow it, but regular season A-Rod. I would if I could legally do it without any repercussions, if I could just swing a bat, the crunch I would feel would be so satisfying from anybody like this that pushes this damaging agenda on children. Stop telling me this isn't damaging children, because it is.
And then they dip their toe in the water when Salon writes something on September 21st, 2015. Salon, this is dipping their toe in the water. I'm a pedophile, but not a monster. I'm attracted to children, but unwilling to act on it. Before judging me harshly, would you be willing to listen? That they unpublished the article, but it was up for a long time.
Yeah, no, I don't want to listen. In the oven you go. That's how it works. Bye.
And then there's Salon shouldn't have unpublished its article by a pedophile author. There's been a lot. So yeah, they're saying that it should have. No, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have a pedophile writing an article for when. By the way, if you go to Google right now and you just type the words news and hit enter, the number 1, 2, 3, 4th site that comes up is Salon for news. So we're not talking about a little site like, fucking leftist for the bananarepublic.org.
This is an agenda.
Yeah.
They're pushing these brands on us, and then those brands are pushing the agenda that they want. This is classic, like a payola thing, basically, is what this is. Except instead of money now, they've changed the definition of what currency and what capital actually is. So capital is now political influence, and information is now collateral. It's capital, and they control it.
Hopefully not for long, man.
It's gonna. Dude, we need a fucking real shake up in the system before any of that shit stops. I mean, it's.
Yeah. So you have to look at all of your identities and all of your privilege at once. Let's think about it this way. Your face is made up of a bunch of different parts, like your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your mouth, your eyebrows, your ears. It would be weird if someone's face was just their eyes, right? Well, our faces are just like our identities. You have to look at them all at once.
I'm getting like where I'm angry and I'm not even enjoying myself anymore. Like, I know it's a bit, you know what I mean? We want to talk about, but
no, I get it.
No, I mean, we're going to keep talking about it because we're going to close out in a minute anyway.
Yeah.
But I just mean, like, there's some segments where we can spin it into fun. And then there's sometimes like this I get this fucking guttural reaction. And it's like where I'm genuinely watching something and I'm like, I can't. Like, I'm going to not enjoy most of my day now because I've been reminded that this exists. Isn't that an infringement on me? When they're always talking about we're infringing on their lifestyles. Yep. Doesn't this infringe on me to make me feel this way?
Well, see, here's the thing. And if you speak up about it, you're a homophobe, you're a bigot, you are trying to push down gay people, you want them to be murdered. So there's no way to talk about it civilly because you guys have made it impossible. When you've villainized people like Ben Shapiro from showing up and calling him a Nazi and showing up, you've immediately made what other recourse have you left people? Seriously.
And that's why even like, again, this goes back to, for those of you that listen to this program on a regular basis, you probably know neither one of us on this show are like the purity spiralers. We're not ethnic fucking guys.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm Cuban.
You know, we're not like, we're on the right, but, you know, it's like Royce says, when they keep labeling everybody bigot, Nazi, homophobe, Islamophobe. What it is they've created a coalition of people who are all Nazis now, and Nazis for different reasons. So now it's like you by pushing more and more people to the right and going, get away from me, Nazi bigot, the ranks kept growing and growing. And now you got people like me and Royce, and you got people like that are still libertarian, pot-smoking Bernie bros, and then you got people that are like fucking complete white nationalists like Heimbach and Parrott and these guys, and everybody's now part of this coalition. And we're all going, oh, you're a Nazi too? Oh, hey, yeah, I'm a Nazi. What's going on? I never got red-pilled because of any racial stuff.
No.
Or for any...
No.
I got red-pilled for two things. Fucking... Islamic terrorism and all of you Hollywood people fucking west of Denver trying to fuck kids. That's what did it. So if that makes me a Nazi, I'm going to go hang out on the Nazi side, who, by the way, I end up tending to agree with on the Second Amendment and the First Amendment and all these other things. So that's how you create this coalition
and by the way,
that's how Trump won.
I don't want to hear that this is the exception and not the rule either, because at this point now, when you have someone like Weinstein up there controlling the movie thing, and you think they only did this to legally of age women, if you really believe that, dude, I got something else to sell you, because I'm telling you right now, this is all about power. That's all it is. And when you have one of the most powerful people in Hollywood controlling the narrative, and you have Ellen DeGeneres joking around and taking shots of tequila while Liev Schreiber does a willy dance with a 9-year-old kid, and we're pretending that it's okay, and when you have an entire YouTube channel that's monetized to teach children of who knows how young they are about any sexualization, whether it be gay, straight, or indifferent, is gross. Is fucking gross. If the fucking Catholic Church was talking to kids about sex when they were 5 and saying they should be abstinent, you would all be saying, we shouldn't be talking to kids about sex at all. So you know what? Enough. Enough. We're going to stand up to it. It's enough. This has gone far enough.
And as Royce said, with the salon articles and the pedophilia, that's the next thing that's going to come. It's going to go, oh, you don't want to let me fuck your kids? What are you, a bigot? It's coming. Mark my words. If we let the left keep this shit up, it's going to happen.
And with that...
You're going to shill real
quick?
quick?
We have to shill. Patreon.com/
We're Not Sorry.
Patreon.com/ We're Not Sorry.
Look for We're Not Sorry. Look for Revenge of the Sis. We're everywhere. Subscribe. Hit the bell. And
review us on iTunes, too.
Yeah, review us on iTunes. Spread the word. You guys have been phenomenal.
Thank you.
About it. Please keep it up. You're awesome. And we'll see you Monday afternoon.
Yes.